next version of Age, the next installment. It takes the RTS gameplay that you're familiar with and really marries it to a persistent online world. So the first thing you see when you log in is here's my home city and what my workers have done since the last time I've logged in. So they're always producing resources even when I'm not online. My city exists. My friends and other players can come visit it. You can buy things from my city that you may not be able to get in your city. I may have a special store for archers or something like that, where you can buy special goods. If you do that at my city, I get a little bit of a kickback, so you're encouraged to do that. Here's a quick overview of what the city looks like. Everybody's home city is unique, so you lay it out exactly the way you want. When you start off, you have just one building, one store, and one little quest giver. So this is a level 19 city that's had quite a bit of development. Put a lot of buildings down, put a lot of vanity items down. Back over here is where those buildings are that are producing goods. So there's a masonry that's producing stone blocks. There's a smelter over here that's doing copper ingots. I can upgrade this, so it starts up with iron ore and then copper. This is a kind of a level 2. It's producing resin, which is pretty hard to get, so a very valuable resource. And with those resources, they'll drop into my inventory. Let me drop over to, I'll take these out of my hopper and they'll appear over in my inventory screen. As I produce those things, it basically allows me to then craft interesting upgrades to different units or buildings or whatever I have in the game. So here's the copper idol upgrade that's used for my priests. So I specialized in basically the temple school, so I can switch to different specialties, but you can only focus on one at a time. So typically I do archers, but this map is set up against to really focus on religion. So I can upgrade those priests quite a bit. As I get to higher and higher levels, I can have really powerful priests that can convert buildings and people from a very, very far distance or heal migrate from a pretty wide area of effect. Also in this that you may not have seen in prior Age games is, here's a PvP arena where I can go and set up multiplayer matches.
With other players?
Yes. Almost every mission in the game is designed to be designed for co-op, so I can invite a friend in to play, and particularly if it's a difficult mission, it's sometimes nice to have an extra player in there helping out. We don't scale the difficulty with the number of players that are in it, and I think that's the way. We did a lot of customer research around our multiplayer community, and a lot of them came back, even the really core guys say, most of the time I prefer to play co-op than head-to-head.
So
90% of the time.
How's the PvP system going on? How's it working?
Well, it's early, so I'd say it's working.
Yeah.
It's not quite done yet. We just went into closed beta this week, actually. So the website, ageofempires.com, went live. ageofempiresonline.com went live today, and you can sign up for the closed beta there.
And it's going to be starting in a few days.
It's actually running now. We had an alpha that was kind of friends and family that we invited all the alpha members over into the beta. So there's about 5,000 people in there now, and we're going to ratchet that up to hundreds of thousands over between now and launch.
How many armies countries are you going to have?
Right now, we're only talking about the first one, which is the Greeks. But
nice.
There'll be many.
Okay.
Good for Greeks. Here's another example. So here's a mail system that's built. So I actually buy an embassy, and through the embassy, I can then start to send mail back and forth to other players. But more than just mail, I can actually drop units on there. So I can send skills or upgrades or those types of things back and forth. And every one of these comes in kind of a number of different forms. There's the common, rare, and epic upgrades that you can apply to almost every item, every building in the game. You can upgrade somehow.
You can trade with other users using email? You can trade goods?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Or you can sell goods that way, or however you like your friends, I guess.
And how can you produce your army? How can you make soldiers?
I can, when I'm in a quest, I can produce the barracks, and the barracks, or several of those, will then produce whatever military units are associated with it. So Spartans or pikemen or whatever. Some of the units are part of a quest, so I'll get Spartans as a result of completing a certain quest, and I'll add something to my inventory of different units that I can build, and I can start to upgrade them as well. And they actually change their look as you upgrade them as well. So if I get a big, a big shield for my Spartans in the game, he'll have this huge shield that he's carrying as he's walking along, which means my Spartans and your Spartans look different on the field of battle.
Is it real time? Or it's turn based? I mean, I can produce soldiers real time.
Yes.
And, okay.
So if I let me.
And how's the map system working? I mean, how can you see other users on the map?
There on your friends list, you can just go visit them, and they'll appear in the map system. They're not in this version, but I can stick it over to here's like the Troy set of missions right over here. Actually, in this I finished most of the Troy missions, so I can actually travel there. And this is Troy after I've actually sacked the city. So you can see a bunch of the buildings are all just destroyed. But I still have a quest giver here. It's actually for there's a quest I've completed. So if I check the quest in here, I get the reward for that. So I get all the loot that came as a result of that. That actually pushes my home city up to a level 20. And I think of it as your home city as your player character. So it's the expression of you and what you're capable of doing in the game. So if I go back to my home city and you can tell that I've sacked Troy because I have the Trojan horse in my home city. It's just a vanity object that I got as a reward for finishing that mission, which is awesome.
It's a full PvP and PvP game. Can we see a battle live now?
Sign up.
Okay.
Here I can start. He actually has a mission for me as well. Now let's switch over to my side.
We can see a quest, for example, like attacking something, like like PvE.
Here's a quick quest. Okay. It's a defense quest from Agamemnon. So on my snake, I'll accept that quest. You can see it. One back. What the rewards are. So this is the rewards that are guaranteed on a repeatable destroy a wonder quest. And then there's always loot drops and faction points and empire points as well that allow you to unlock and buy different things that are in your home city as well. So in the loot, you never know what you get. Sometimes you get fantastic epic loot. Sometimes you get 10 stone.
Another thing you get when you level up.
So I can go off and actually take that quest. That was defend my snake. So I'll begin it. It'll launch that off. And actually from that screen I can choose if I want to make it a co-op game and invite a friend to play or not, or just do it solo. Or
you can play co-op with only one friend and get against the machine. Or you can play PvP against the server.
You can do that as well. So it depends on how you start it. So all the campaign missions, for the most part, are co-op enabled. There's a few that are kind of special ones that are single player only, but the majority are all co-op. So here's an instance where you start off kind of midway, so you don't have to build up. Not all the missions require you to build up from scratch. This is a defense mission where I've already got a bunch of resources that are set up. It's the Mycenae city, so it's the same city we were just at and accepted the quest, and it's being attacked, so I need to go and defend it. I already have a set of Spartans here ready to go. And get them all grouped up and start marching. I tend to take a kind of an offensive tack to defense missions, so rather than wait for them to attack, I'll start on the offense already. But down here, when it comes to building units, here's a barracks. So from this barracks, I can produce more. This is an archery. Sorry, I can produce more units, and they'll come out and appear wherever I want to set. Just your classic. If you played Age of Empires 1 and 2, it'll feel a lot like Age of Empires 2. With the storyline set in the kind of same time frame as Age 1, but the gameplay is much closer to the Age 2 model.
The storyline is near, you said Age of Empires 1.
Pardon me?
The storyline is near.
Yeah, same time frame. So it kind of defines the campaign mission.
So you're just waiting for the enemy to come, right?
Pardon me?
You're just waiting for the... Now you're producing soldiers.
I'm producing soldiers. I can see a little bit of the enemy over here. I can start attacking, and I don't see it. I run my guys up here.
Some real...
See this big shield on my hoplite. Another thing we add is the concept of advisors. We've added so much, but these are advisors, and advisors can be rewards too. They're also, you can create invitations to make your own advisors in your town.
Fast, I get ahead too far.
That click on when you hit each age. So
and then from the spec wise, this is actually running on a pretty low-end laptop sitting right there.
That would be
so it'll run on a really nice wide variety of machines.
It's having fast loading times. I mean, the graphics engine is a bit light. You know?
There's well, it's all coming down from a central server, so designed it so that we can compress it and ship it out.
What's cool about this is
you always have to be online to play.
Quest to quest, you might decide to...
Is it going to have a subscription?
No, it's actually just going to start as free to play.
Nice. It's totally free to play, free to download, you mean? Oh, that's cool.
In this case, I would have better...
There'll be premium things that we release at launch over time as well.
You might have some, yeah.
One of the actors, ooh, he just upgraded.
I have an advisor in my bag. So, you see, survival Zagathon.
And now you're destroying their city, so you...
There's actually 3
you're winning
enemy cities here that like you saw in H3 where I can enhance a certain call it characteristic of my empire. So I can get an advisor that will make all of my villagers gather berries.
Can we see some?
I can learn designs that help my.
Those are all in your home city. And advisors again come in. There's a variety of them. Some are much more rare. Some come. Some you can actually build as craft. You can craft new advisors. You can add it to your advisor hall. My advisor hall is here. So this is actually pretty well advanced, but in level 1 cities, I have 2 different advisors. I can pick which one I want to kind of specialize in. Level 2, again, increase the hit points for all my defense towers. Really, you can design. So if I'm more into archers, I'd use this one. If I'm more into the defensive game, I'd use this one. And again, these are things that you can trade back and forth in the game as well.